Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a fascinating gentleman in studio, and I think you're going to really want to listen to what he has to say. It's Mark Gura, and he's the author and executive director of the nonprofit Association of Mindfulness, Meditation, and Secular Buddhism. Mark, welcome. That's a big title, but tell me a little bit about yourself. You're an atheist, you're a secular humanist, and you've written a book, and you're here sitting on my couch. So tell me what it all means.
Yeah. Well, I've been meditating for like the past 20 years. Vipassana meditation, mindfulness meditation, and I've come to realize that the meditation technique really puts me in a spiritual state of being, but without any gods or gurus or supernaturalism or even pseudoscience. And so, being an atheist, I thought, wow, atheists can be spiritual, not religious. And, here I am practicing a technique that's over 2,500 years old. It's older than Christianity. Mm-hmm. It's older than Islam. And anyone who's been practicing this technique for all these thousands of years, and after all, it's survived all these thousands of years, and people have carried it forth, knows that they're practicing spirituality. And more these days, people are disenchanted with religion, because let's face it, we have access to the internet now. Mm-hmm. We can compare all the different religions. And, what is religion anyway? It's really composed of 4 elements: theology, altruism, community, and spirituality, right? And, theology, that's just another word for worldview. Mm-hmm. And, religious theology is usually made up of mythology, history, psychology, all a mixture of things. So it's really easy to spot those inconsistencies in that. And people are going, wait a minute, I can't believe in this stuff. I can't believe in the theology, so I must not be religious, And community, we can have community without religion. Mm-hmm. We can have community, we can have altruism without religion, and we can have spirituality without religion.
Well, and I think people always associate spirituality with religion, but you're saying it can be separate.
Yeah, it's I've traveled around the world for many years, for the last 20 years actually, and I've studied all the different religions, and I've paid special attention to studying religious people and spiritual people when they say they're practicing spirituality, right? And what I've noticed is when the shaman's beating on his drum and burning incense and chanting, he goes into a trance state. Or when the Muslim imam is chanting, or when the Christian person is talking to Jesus, or when we're in church, or even all those things, they're going into a trance state. Mm-hmm. Now, when an atheist walks in the woods, or ponders the universe, and goes into that state, or is jogging, when you're jogging or listening to great music, right? Mm-hmm. You go into a trance state. And when we measure trance state, it's about 8 to 13 hertz on an EEG machine. Okay. And it's the state that people are in when they say they're being spiritual.
Fascinating. Well, it's a little bit of, and it gives your mind a little bit of a rest too.
Yeah, that's the thing about trance state is no matter how you get there, it's a good thing. Mm-hmm. It relieves the mind of pressure, of stress. It's very healthy. It allows you to have energy and power from within. And you don't need any gods or gurus or supernaturalism with that, however you go into trance state.
And do you think, and this is one of the reasons that you've written this book, and that, do we need that more now than ever?
Yeah. Just think, before the days of cell phones and internet, we didn't have time, but now we have it everywhere, right? Now we have technology, people seeking our attention no matter where we go. We are just
bombarded from so many places that I think it taxes the mind more than it's ever been taxed before, and diverts our attention. And there are studies that show that concentration is at an all-time low, that we're unable to concentrate for more than a split second.
Yeah, and just think, we're more plugged into hivethink than ever before. Corporations that have money and, political powers that have money can send out messages through all these medias. And if we don't have some sort of internal base to go back to and really study the information that's been seeped into our minds throughout the day, we're more likely to go along with the flow of whoever has the biggest bombardment of media, right?
Absolutely. And so you're advocating a little bit of meditation without the need to be plugged into a church or anything like that. Tell me what you want people to do.
Well, there are actually two forms of meditation.
Okay.
Secular meditation, which is meditation without any reference to any kind of external, human-made concepts. Okay, secular meditation, and religious meditation.
Okay.
Religious meditation forces you to reference some sort of religious reference,
Right.
And so let's say you're practicing a Christian prayer and you're going, Jesus lives, Jesus lives, Jesus lives all day long. Well, you start to believe it. Whether he lives or not, you become more religious when you practice religious meditation, whether it's Islamic meditation or Jewish meditation or Christian meditation. When it's religious, it sends messages into your mind and makes you more religious. Now, if you want that, that's fine. Keep practicing it. But if you want to be more universal, practice a secular technique like concentration on the breath, for example, which is very neutral. It's not man-made, and it tunes you into the unconscious mind.
Well, it reminds me very much, and we talked a little bit about this, of mindfulness, of being in the now and being concentrated on what's happening to me. Because I think a lot of us, we either go back and build up some emotion from something that went wrong, or we go forward and we get overly anxious about, oh my gosh, what am I going to do tomorrow? Blah 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 blah. So I think, from what I hear, you're a little bit more like be where you are.
Yes. A state of mindfulness is so beautiful. I mean, when you go to like a course where you learn mindfulness, once you get into that state, and you're sitting there, you see people like look at trees and they go, wow, you see things that you've never seen before. You appreciate the moment so much more because we're so jaded with the moment, And what mindfulness teaches you is how beautiful each moment is.
We all assume we're going to have another moment.
That's right. And the only thing that exists is the right now.
Right, the right now. Mark, what do you want us to take away from this?
Well, I speak about the subject, so I would love to speak more about it. Any chance that I can to help people learn more about how this all works. We write books about it. My books are online and stuff like that. Exploring Your Life is one book. Atheist Meditation, Atheist Spirituality is another one. And also, real soon, we're in the process of starting a website called skepticsguidetомeditation.com, right? Skepticsguidetomeditation.com. And what it's going to be is a database of all the teachers in the United States and also in the world in the future that teach some sort of meditation technique that's secular, that's universal, that's not tied into any religion or cult or money-grubbing thing, just so you can learn something pure and you have the inner power within you and you don't have to rely on somebody else, something external.
I think you're a wonderful person to talk to. You're easy to talk to. So I would absolutely encourage people to look at your books and invite you to come chat with them. So thanks for stopping by and chatting with me. It's been a pleasure. And we're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.